Cool. And then I will share our screen. There we go. All good. Okay, I think it's just going to be you and me, Sylvain. All right, so this is the Add-ons community meeting for March 8th, 2021. This is going to be a short meeting and a small meeting. So right now it's we've got me and Sylvain in here. We are going to kick this off by acknowledging a friend of Add-ons. I want to give a shout out to new code contributor Mitrajit. Mitrajit recently dove into some good first bugs on the AMO server and helped clean up some old links, and we're really grateful for him for just diving in and making those changes. So thanks so much, Mitrajit. So today we just have a short agenda. First, I just wanted to note some administrative changes. One is that Amy Tsai, who had been acting as head of add-ons for about the last year and a half, or who had been the head of add-ons for the last year and a half, she's accepted a new role within Mozilla. So she's no longer going to be on the add-ons team. She's going to be moving teams over to over on the engineering side, and she's going to be exploring some ways that Mozilla can diversify its revenue. So she's going to be continuing some of the work that she had been doing during the promoted add-ons pilot. So this probably isn't going to impact anybody's day-to-day experience too much. Amy will still be around. We're still going to talk to her. And she's been with the add-ons team for like 10 years. So this will be an exciting new growth opportunity for her. So, I mean, I'm emotional because Amy's great, but I just wanted to give folks a heads up in case you reached out to her and she tells you to go talk to somebody else about add-ons. Not that she would, she'll still be happy to hear from folks. And then the other thing is that, yeah, that's the biggest administrative change, I think. So I just wanted to give folks a heads up and let them know that we'll be seeing a little bit less of Amy in the future. And welcome, Jorge. The second thing, so that's pretty much it on the administrative side. The second, we're going to be welcoming a new manager. Her name is Rachel Tublitz. She's been working with the Sumo team and some of the other teams. So we're going to be a little bit more aligned with the Firefox desktop group, which is good for us. Jorge's in Firefox desktop product management. So it's nice to like have a home, and the add-ons team is continuing to be intact. And from what we've heard, Rachel is really great. So hopefully y'all will have a chance to meet Rachel at some point when, we can travel again. That'll be good times. Yeah, okay. So the next thing is the Mozilla Festival is currently happening. It just kicked off about an hour ago. Hey, Shivam. MozFest is a little different this year because it's virtual, but there's a lot of really great interactive sessions and they are operating on a pay what you can model. I definitely encourage you to go register for MozFest. If you can throw them a couple of bucks, that's awesome. And check out some of the great sessions that are going to be happening over the next 2 weeks. The add-ons team is going to be hosting a session this Thursday at 7:15 p.m. Central European time. That's going to be 10:15 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to be talking a little bit about how to create a good user data collection prompt. So this is relevant for extension developers whose extensions collect, manage, or like retain user data. We want to make sure that you're able to build trust with your users by following our policies and making sure that you have a really crystal clear experience when users are when you're asking users to opt in to give you their data and steward their data. So this should be a fun session. Once you register for MozFest, take a look at the schedule on Thursday and go ahead and register. We'll look forward to seeing you there. And then welcome, Siobhan. Nice to see you. And then the other thing I wanted to do is just give a really quick rundown of some upcoming changes. These are still a little ways out. So number one is that we are going to start enforcing two-factor authentication for add-on developers to sign into AMO. And we're going to turn that switch on in about 2 weeks. So we've had some ongoing issues with our ability to email large groups of developers. It looks like we're going to have that sort of figured out a little bit early this week. So the first thing that we had in the queue was notification about the new 2FA requirement. So basically what this means is that your Firefox account, which is used to log into AMO, we're now going to be requiring that all add-on developers have their account under two-factor authentication for when they log into AMO. And I see Sylvain has a hand raised. Go for it.
How does this 2FA affect people that push new updates via WebEx? Maybe it's a question for Luca if you don't know.
Yeah, where it's not going to be required for people who push updates via WebEx. Yeah, so anything on the command line isn't going to prompt for 2FA.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we'll have that turned on in about 2 weeks. Just as usual, once you sign up for 2FA or get 2FA configured, please make sure that you download your backup codes or copy your backup codes and put them in a secure location. If you ever get locked out of your account, like if you switch computers or one computer dies and you have to get a new one, or something happens, you really need those backup codes in order to get back in. We kind of have our hands tied about account recovery if you lose them. So please make sure you do that. So that's coming. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is Project Proton. So Project Proton is a thing that's being undertaken by the Firefox desktop team. It's going to be a visual refresh of Firefox's UI. I've linked to the public mana page. There's a couple of other things that are a little bit more confidential that are happening behind the scenes. But I wanted to give folks like just a quick heads up that you can expect some incoming changes, starting with Firefox nightly. Sorry, let me just double check my notes. Yeah, starting with version 89, which is going to go into nightly in a couple of weeks here at the end of, near the end of March. So I'm giving this group a heads up. We are going to be emailing people who are affected by some of the changes. One thing that's going to be happening is that the URL bar with the little meatball menu, so that's the little 3 dots menu, and you can kind of like see that there's a context menu that drops down. So those 3 dots are going to be going away. That's related to the page action API. Currently, we don't have any plans to deprecate the page action API, but we are. But just know that those little like dots are going to go away, and we're probably going to be issuing an advisory to affected developers to just go ahead and make a browser action button so that people have a menu that they can interface with. So that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. And then the other thing is that last year around this time, we mentioned that Firefox was going to be removing FTP from Firefox, but we wanted to kind of like wait and see about the timeline because of the pandemic, and we weren't really sure who had access to what, and we didn't want to like totally rock the boat. So we're going to go ahead and remove FTP from Firefox starting with version 90. So folks have already been notified of this, but it was last year, so we're going to be publishing an update saying what the new expected timeline is. And this shouldn't impact too many folks, but basically our guidance is like, if your extension uses FTP, you should probably migrate to a separate application. There are other applications that can handle FTP that are not Firefox. So those are all of the fun and exciting things that are coming up for add-on developers in the next couple of weeks. It's a really short list. we're still chugging away on some of our other larger projects about getting new Firefox users via extensions. We've got some plans that are currently cooking, but nothing super final yet and ready to share. And so I guess at this point, I'd just like to open up the floor for other questions or updates. Jorge, is there anything exciting from Firefox Desktop that you'd like to mention?
No, I don't think so.
Good times. Yeah. Okay. So as promised, very short. I hope everybody's doing well. Last call. Any other questions?
I can mention one thing now that something just came to mind. So the login button on AMO, the one that appears on the upper right of the page, right now it's a button that is blue, and we found that a lot of users are clicking on it and logging in, and for no reason, basically just because it's there, apparently. So we're going to probably change it to a plainer link and see if that changes that user behavior. And if it doesn't, we might consider just removing it and just having it available on DevHub where developers would normally go. But anyway, it's something that we might think of doing later on, but initially we're just going to change it to a link and see if that makes a difference in that behavior. But anyway, just wanted to let people know and see if anyone has strong opinions about that button.
I know that this is a new thing, Jorge, but do you have any idea about how quickly we're gonna move on that?
I mean, making that change, it could easily be a good first bug. I mean, I'm going to file the issue and just see, like, there's no urgency on making that change. I guess it depends, like, because I know that Matt and Andreas were kind of concerned about all of those logins. So maybe they'll want to push it harder, but I mean, like, it's something that can be fixed in 1-2 weeks easily.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Anything anyone else wants to mention? All right, very cool. Short and sweet. I see Shivam has just said no. All right. Well, thanks everybody for checking in and joining us this morning, or whatever time it is for you. It's great to kick off a Monday with the community, and we'll catch you soon. Hopefully we'll see you at MozFest on Thursday. All right. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.